My lords, today I detail a most wonderful discovery. We have identified a vast fungoid network that will provide us with great social and military intelligence opportunities on our neighbours. I'm pleased to report that Dr. Toad, one of our more upbeat science officers, has identified the network, and I shall detail his report. Dr. Toad reports that Mushroom Land, the odd name that he has given to a barren planet in the Hades Gamma system, is supposed to be covered in water. After all, we have found signs of water all over the world, and everything tells us that more water should be here. The temperatures are within the normal range for liquid water to exist, and there is still atmosphere. A tenuous one, however. But yet, everything here is dry, and what vegetation does exist is parched. In addition, scans have revealed traces of another spacefaring civilization on the planet. Dr. Toad has identified two main objectives: find out what happened to the water, and understand what happened to the other spacefaring civilizations and what they have been doing here. Dr. Toad hypothesizes that the two objectives are likely to be linked, and some in his team, namely his assistant Peach, believe that water thieves may have been responsible. Dr. Toad reports that it appears Peach's assessment is likely incorrect. No water thieves in the conventional sense have been here. What has been found is remarkable, however. Dr. Toad and his team has discovered a vast canyon filled with mushrooms. The water has not vanished, it is inside these vast mushrooms. They seem to span a large part of the surface on the planet, all connected to the same mycelium network, which technically makes it a single giant organism, and by far the largest network we've ever seen. Some of Dr. Toad's team have dubbed this humongous fungi the Fumungus, and as such, Toad saw fit to name the planet Mushroom Land. Dr. Toad reports it looks like the mushrooms have been genetically altered and have completely taken over the ecosystem that once existed here. Their unbridled and accelerated growth was such that they absorbed most of the water that was present on the planet. They subsequently entered a sort of dried up, dormant state in which most of the fungus remains alive with water spread out across the whole organism. Deep in the heart of the mycelial forests, nestled in the canyons of the planet, Dr. Toad has discovered some sort of bunker. Long overrun by mushrooms, the team believed that it was built by the same species that genetically altered the mushrooms that now live here. Large sections of the bunker have collapsed, and a lot of the equipment within it is likely broken beyond repair. But we have identified some sealed rooms that may hold exploitable material. Notably, no alien remains have been found here. Perhaps they abandoned the place, or else didn't leave behind any body parts that weren't absorbed by the local wildlife. It appears Peach has made quite the discovery. While searching through the bunker, she found a room sealed behind a still functional magnetic lock. With a small amount of help from a superstar laser cutter, the team breached the door to find rows of computing equipment all hooked up directly to the mycelium network. Astonishingly, the computers remained functional, and Dr. Toad and the team were able to reactivate several terminals and databanks. Unfortunately, breaking the encryption and deciphering the language used is likely going to take the team some time. As such, the team has requested help from several of our Empire's top linguists. In a happy coincidence, they're brothers, and they're well known to Toad and his crew. The team have cracked parts of the code, and valuable information from the databanks found in the bunker have begun to be recovered. The databanks tell us that this was some sort of listening post. Apparently, the alien race who modified these mushrooms found a way to interpret the signals coursing through the mycelium and convert them into actionable intel. It remains unclear at this time, but Dr. Toad believes the water will be the key. The team is now attempting to bring water to the planet from a nearby asteroid field, in the hope that this will awaken the Fumungus again and allow us to see what kind of data it transmits, if any at all. I'm pleased to report that the mushroom network is starting to flourish again. With the help of several other starships, Dr. Toad and his team were able to tow several icy asteroids into orbit before bringing down chunks of them into various parts of the planet to melt. It has been a long and arduous process, but it is finally beginning to bear fruit. With the mushrooms slowly coming back to life, the computers begin to spit out small bits of data that seem quite random until we recognised activity that seemed to be from Earth. Initially quite concerning. In cooperation with teams back on Earth, a series of experiments has been conducted, and the only possible conclusion is that the mushroom has some sort of limited awareness of what happens on other planets. While the data retrieved is not exploitable as it stands, continued efforts to restore the mushroom network are expected to give us more results. Today, Dr. Toad is proud to report that the mycelium listening array is finally in operation. A significant supply of water has been brought from orbit to sate the ever-thirsty mushrooms, and major upgrades have begun to be made to the computing network on the planet. Some mysteries remain, as we are still not sure how the mushroom network manages to collect that much data from the rest of the galaxy. The number of signals traversing through the network proves surprisingly low, considering the quantity of information conveyed. The most prominent theory posits that the fungus exists across dimensions where distances are not what we are used to. In any case, the fungus is in contact with its offspring across the galaxy, and these smaller colonies are able to relay data which our science team on the planet can interpret. With the network in full working order, my lords, the only decision that remains is whether we should use this for surveillance or not. I doubt others in the Galactic Council would take kindly to find out that we routinely spy on them via such invasive means. But then again, how would they know? In any case, honoured lords, it is your decision to make. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed the adventures of Dr. Toad. Please let me know what decision you'd make in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, then please press that button. You'd be quite shocked how much that helps me out. And as ever, if you wish to hear another story, please click the video on screen now.